Jackets preview show coming up here at top of the hour. Jackets open up their season on Thursday against the Preds. Right now we head up to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Checking with our great friend. I don't know if he's going to be negative or positive today. He is simply known as Birm. Birm, congratulations. You have a new starting quarterback. How are you feeling about Joe Flacco taking over for the Bengals?
It can't be worse than Jake Browning. So I honestly don't care, because it can't be worse than Jake Browning. I don't care what quarterback in the league the Bengals traded for. I don't care if they played Brett Rippon, who they cut today. I don't care if they played Mike White, who hasn't played a game in 5 years in the NFL. Nothing would be worse than what Jake Browning has done the last 3 weeks. And so, you know what, Joe Flacco, I will now welcome you, and he can be my new overlord as long as he throws the football in an area that's anywhere near Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
I once heard a rumor that Jake Browning was the best backup quarterback in football. Are you not buying that?
That may have been true 2 years ago, but something happened between 2023 and 2025. And as I told Letterman Rose and Mick Walker, all Jake has been Browning lately is his pants. So...
Well, that's well said. Hey, Birm, you've known Ryan Day for 9 years now?
Ish.
What do you think has gotten into him lately that's brought on all this? He's always been very fiery as a competitor. You and I used to talk about that a lot, that he was calm on the sideline, steady influence, but deep down there was an assassin. And now it feels like a lot more of that is on the surface.
I think it's because he can do it, and people don't point at him and say, well, yeah, but you haven't actually won anything. Now that he's won the national championship, I don't know if he just spent more time with Nick Saban this offseason or what. I think it's a realization that the football team at Ohio State is better served by the private Ryan Day also being the public Ryan Day. That's part of it, I think. I think that when you are a certain way in private with your team, and everyone knows how competitive you are, and everyone knows that you value winning the way that you do, and then you go out and talk to the media and you talk to the public, and it seems like you're pretty relaxed and laid back about it, maybe the message doesn't hit. I don't know, because something changed last December 1st. And the head coach that walked out of the tunnel at Ohio Stadium on December 21st against Tennessee has not gone away, and it's been really, really great for Ohio State, and it's pretty unique. It's awesome to watch a guy become a legend in front of our eyes.
How at attention were you when Ryan Day was answering Austin's question on Saturday evening going into Sunday morning, and he was talking about, complacency and there's no place for this at Ohio State? I mean, I was listening to it, Birm, and I couldn't believe what I was hearing after a 42-3 homecoming victory, that he was that upset about it.
It was shocking. I mean, We talked about it on Snap Judgments. We talked about it on the live show at Roosters on Monday. We talked about it today. Another show, like the comments that he made about Bo Jackson reaching out of football on a play that he scored on, the comments he made about Lincoln Kienholz at a point in a game where Ohio State was up comfortably, and the Ohio State staff is the one that called a timeout to run a quarterback sneak on 3rd and 1 when they replaced the quarterback, and everyone knew exactly what was coming, and probably forced Lincoln Kienholz to have to make a tougher play than he would have. But this attention to detail, this ability to see things because he's not nose buried in a play sheet, it has really elevated him as a head coach. And you have it's an interesting thing to consider is whether or not this version of, let's say you brought back the entire team from last year to this year, is this the Ryan Day you would see? And I don't know. I think this is a byproduct of having an inexperienced team that he wants to make sure does not get high smelling their own farts. Because I think he sees that is a possibility if he and the other coaches aren't leading the way, and he's taking on, and I also think he's taken on a little bit of the attitude of some of his assistant coaches, the James Laurinaitis of the world, who are full on passion and inspiration all the time. So it's really special, and you just got to hope it continues. I was just thinking, I'm writing a story for tomorrow right now, and I'm talking about that very thing.
No brown pants. I think that's
no browning.
Yeah. In terms of getting ready for Saturday against Illinois, Kenyatta Jackson, it sounds like they expect him to play. We'll see as practice goes along. I know it's premature for the availability report. We've mentioned that there's, a door that's at least open for changes at right guard. Is there anything in terms of personnel that you are on alert for this week?
It's not alert so much as it is. I mean, what is the next evolution of the defensive line if C.J. Hicks, who was the backup to Kenyatta Jackson heading into this season, if he's not playing, who is the guy that is the backup? Is Logan George, with his experience, someone that is going to be getting more run? Is it the Zion Grady conversation that I think a lot of people are having now after Saturday night? Especially because, we think Kenyatta Jackson is going to play, but the Buckeyes are practicing or just finished up practice on Tuesday night right now, so we don't really know. And when you're dealing with what we think is a concussion issue, it is volatile at best, and so someone's going to be called on to make those plays. And Bo Atkinson obviously will be in position to start, I think, but who's going to be the next guy, and how do the Buckeyes get those guys ready? Because Logan George is coming from Idaho State, Zion Grady's coming from Alabama high school football, and now you got to play on the road in the Big Ten against the number 17 ranked team in the country that is desperate for a big time win and a program defining win for Brett Bielema. So someone's going to be put in a position to emerge, and it's going to be fascinating for me to see which of those guys do it. Now, Larry Johnson and Austin, you and I have been as critical of his depth and his rotation as anybody on the Ohio State beat in the last 5 years, but there's no doubt in his time in Columbus when the Buckeyes have needed his defensive line to stand up and make plays and ball out, they've done it. And so I expect someone will do it. I guess the question is just who.
Birm, before we get you out of here, NCAA coming out and saying that the transfer portal, there's going to be a one-time portal that's going to open on the 2nd of January and close on the 16th. Good news, bad news, indifferent news for Ohio State coming out today.
I mean, I guess I'll lean toward indifferent. It's certainly not ideal for teams that hope to be in the playoffs and playing deep into January, but it is what it is. At least at the very least, you're not struggling to figure it out in the middle of practice and, heading into the first playoff game or anything like that, but it's still not ideal for those teams. And, I guess now the good news is you don't have to couple it with signing day and all the other stuff, but it's nonsensical, but I don't know that there's an answer that's actually right for anybody, because putting it at the end of spring ball and having it line up with your school's fiscal year and all that stuff sounds good, but I don't know, what does that do for the quality chance to actually come into programs and get ready to play or be a part of practice until fall ball. I mean, I don't know that there's a right answer or a wrong answer, but it seems like we should just all stop pretending that that these kids have to go to class, because they don't. So let's just do it at the end of January.
Birm, always appreciate the time. Thanks for popping on tonight. Have a terrific evening. Enjoy Joe Flacco this weekend, and we'll check in again soon, okay?
Hey, the line moved a half a point in the Bengals' direction.
All right.
All right. They're only supposed to lose by 14 at Green Bay this week, and not 14.5 now. So big things are coming, bud.
If the Browns can beat the Packers, I think the Bengals can. See, Birm.
Bye.
There he goes. Jeremy Birmingham with us here on the Brian
Didn't Joe Flacco already do that?
He did.
Yeah.
But it wasn't him who did it.
Oh.
It was mostly Myles Garrett in that game.
Whatever. Can he get traded to the Bengals?
Myles Garrett?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think they're doing that.
Oh.
Austin, I had a great time tonight. What do you say we talk to you again tomorrow around 6:15 at the Woody, all right?
You just give me a call, and I'll be ready.
We're going to be here. Everybody have an awesome night. We're back tomorrow for, I believe, a 1-hour show. Everybody have a great evening. Jackets preview up next on The Fan.